Hi everyone, it's Steph from Sent from Heaven. Today we're going to be making vanilla caramel soap. Oh, it's going to smell so good. I can already smell my fragrance oil from here. I have it measured out. So I already have my oils here in my bucket. I made my lye yesterday. That's just sitting off to the side there. I'm just going to go over a few little things before we get started. I've got my fragrance oil here from Aroma. I'm going to be using some Swiss chocolate mica from Aussie Soap Supplies, a little bit of titanium dioxide from Aussie Soap Supplies. That one is dispersible in both water and oil. I really like that one. I've got a couple of little pouring jugs off to the side here. Now I promise this one is clean. I just got a little bit overzealous with a heat gun one day while I was making candles, so don't mind that one. I've got my mold all ready here and just some little bits and pieces, and of course my trusty stick blender. So I'm just gonna put that one in the middle there, give it a little bit of a burp to get the air out from underneath it. Get that ready there, and I've got my lye all here and ready. So I'm going to open that one up. All right, exciting. Let's get to it. So I'm just going to pour my lye over the top of my stick blender side here. Pour that over, and then I'm just going to give it a couple of stirs. And then a couple of bursts. Whoop, be good if the power was on. Got a little bit of air in there, but that's okay. A couple of little bubbles won't hurt us. Now, what I'm going to do is, I haven't tested out this fragrance oil, so this is going to be interesting. I have 42 grams of vanilla caramel fragrance here. It's like an amber sort of color there. I'm going to pour that in, give it a quick stir. Actually, what I am going to do first is I have messed up. All right, now, instead of what I was going to do, I'm going to mix in my fragrance oil, give it a quick little whisk along. Whisk, 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 whisk. And I think that's pretty well incorporated already. And bit of paper towel off the side here for a minute. I'm going to pour my batter into these two containers here, and I'm going to add my colorants. Now, had I not forgotten, I would have mixed a little bit of my oil before I added my lye into these containers, and because I was really silly, I completely forgot, and now I have the mission of trying to do it in these small little containers with it still in powder form. Not my greatest judgment ever, but that's okay. We can move on from there. Scrape out the bottom of my barrel here, my bucket, so that I don't lose any of that lovely batter. Put that off the side. Little scrapey scrapey. Okay, now I even had them in little containers off the side here so that I wouldn't forget, and I still forgot. Wow. Go me. All right, so because I made my mistake and because these are so full, I'm just run off and I've got some olive oil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit in there, just enough to mix it, because otherwise it's just going to be too hard for me to incorporate it into the batter while it's the way it is. So I'm just put that in there, get a little mixy mix, mixy mixy mix, mixy mixy mix with my mica there. And then I've got one here for my titanium dioxide. Mix, 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 mix. Mix, 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 mix. I think I have almost got that in there. The titanium dioxide can be a little bit tricky to work with sometimes. And if you don't completely dissolve it, it can be really difficult and get a bit clumpy, and it sticks around. So got that there. I'm going to quickly put all that in there. And what I had initially thought was it being fully incorporated but not a trace, I can see now it's been sitting in here a little bit and it's actually separated around the top. So accidents happen and mistakes have been made, even to soapers that have been doing this for a long time. So we'll just mix that in there. Good thing I have to incorporate it with the stick blender anyway. Now, if you like anything that I'm doing, just it'd be great if you could like and subscribe, and you will never miss a video, you'll never miss a soap cut. You can see everything that I'm making. Just mix that one in there. All right, so I've got that on the side there. Let's put that over there. Now, I'm gonna put this one in here, give it a little mix, and then pulse, 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 pulse. That looks like chocolate milk. And it smells amazing. Now, what would have been a fantastic idea would have been me mixing up the titanium dioxide first so that I didn't get any of the brown in there, but this is all going to be swirled into the same container anyway, so a little bit of a melding of the colors, and this small amount of batter going into the white isn't going to distort it anyway. This fragrance oil that I'm using has a high amount of vanillin in it. So what we're doing with the white, it's not necessarily going to stay white, and it's probably not going to go pure white anyway, because vanillin discolors soaps. So I'm just going to give this a quick little blend. Okay, so we've got probably a medium to thick trace there. So I want to get it into the mold quickly. So I'll pull this mold over. Now I'm going to do a line on the bottom of my brown, and then I'm gonna do a line of my caramelly color, line of my brown, line of caramel, a little bit more up the top there, line, line, continue on like this. Now, bit of mess, gonna do the tappy tap, and I'm just going to put a little bit just into one of these molds. The amount of batter that I had for the brown, I might have misjudged, but that's okay. Now, put a little bit more into here. Just move that off. Go on that side. I'm just gonna drizzle little bits over the top. You can see it's getting quite thick. And I was hoping that I can grab one of my little popsicle sticks and just texture the top a little bit. I didn't want that like whitey yellowy part to be too white. I wanted it to sort of darken with the vanilla in the fragrance oil to create more of a caramelly color, but we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. It can take a few weeks for things to start to discolor with the vanillin, but my fragrance oil itself, the color of that was actually quite dark. I hadn't remembered it was that dark, but that's okay. It'll all change anyway. And I have got soap butter on my hand, and that is exactly why we wear gloves, because otherwise that would be burning really badly right now. So let's just give it a little. And that's my puppy barking outside. Fill up that little cavity there. See if I can create a little swirl on top there. And then I'm just going to wipe down the side of my mold here in hopes that it doesn't look too messy. right, so that is our completed soap. All right, remember, don't forget to like and subscribe and you won't miss the cut. I'll see you next time.